Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Carrie Smoot from the Village Spa.
And I am Wayne Morris with WHHI-TV.
And today we are here on Hilton Head Island. We are at the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce.
And our first guest today will be Charlie Clark, who is the Vice President of Communications with the Chamber. And great summer on the island, tourism numbers way up. She's going to tell us about that. And also we got, Hilton Head got a great article in the New York Times.
It's a very big deal. They got a pick with
editorial.
The New York Times for 36 hours destination in Hilton Head.
Yeah, so good stuff there. Very exciting.
A lot of stuff going on. And then our second guest is Miss Robin Townsend. She is the Travel and Tourism Chair for Daufuskie Island, and she's here to talk about all the stuff that they have going on over there. They've got several really good things going on for Daufuskie, so she's here to talk about that.
New park coming their way, which will be awesome.
That's a big
Community
deal.
Park. And lastly, we have Dale Planica, who is WHHI's play-by-play announcer for all of our sports. And he's going to be talking about the Covert Air High School Football Bowl Series on WHHI Sports coming up.
I still have a hard time thinking about football, because it doesn't seem like it should be time for fall, but it is here.
I mean, we're in the middle of it. High school football has already started, and Dale's going to tell us about WHHI's broadcast and how we put the shows together and where to watch it and when.
Yep, so we have all kinds of great news coming on, so make sure that you come back for more 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.
843 TV, where the town of Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
843 TV, where Daufuskie Island comes to speak.
843 TV, where the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV. We're here now with Miss Charlie Clark. She's the Vice President of Communications at the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce. How are you this morning?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Doing well.
All right. Well, it's hard to believe this, but summer's wrapping up already. Kind of flew by, but it was a great summer.
It was a great summer. You don't have to go too far down 278 to see.
You can get very far down 278.
Those license plates, and that's really music to our ears. You know, that's what drives our whole economy for small business, for tourism, for travel. So yeah, it's been a great summer. A lot of our resorts are telling us, quite frankly, it's been a record-breaking summer for them, a record-breaking July.
It was pretty busy.
Yeah, the economy is bouncing back, and it's so great to see that happening here on Hilton Head Island as well.
It's a good sign.
So often when I'm, in Bluffton or whatever, like you see all these cars, I'm like, where are they going? I mean, where are they coming from? But
it was even busy in Old Town too.
Yeah,
it was.
I mean, it was literally busy everywhere.
Sure.
Well, it's so neat to have so many people discovering Old Town. You know, we really do push with our website and different things we put out with a visitor guide for people to discover that real South that's Bluffton. And they are, and then we love seeing that.
And they've stepped up too with the things they offer, the new restaurants and the promenade, and everything's just come a long way.
It's thriving and growing, and we did a survey, and so many of those folks who are going out to the farmers market on Thursdays are coming there because they heard about it from the chamber. So we're thrilled to have that happening.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
You know, we've recently got some national press, and how does that affect our area as a destination?
That's fantastic. You know, I don't know if we were recently in the New York Times, and that is a bucket list. 36 hours in a destination they choose, and obviously they do one a week on a Sunday, so that only happens 52 times a year. So we have been working on that for some time. Are thrilled to have the New York Times covering us, and when you think about that in terms of just eyeballs, people who are saying it's one of our top markets, about 1.5 million people read the New York Times every day. Online for Sunday, it's over 2 million. So that type of exposure, as well as we've just recently had hits on Fox News, and we were the #1 beach town in America. So people really do take those recommendations to heart. You know, it's one thing to put out an ad and say how terrific you are. It's another thing
for somebody else to say how
terrific you are. So we actively work every day to pursue that and try to garner that coverage for the destination. So.
And there's a special term for that when it's an organic?
Earned media.
There you go. Earned media.
They call it earned media because you can't pay for it.
That's right.
You can't, when it comes to those types of things. It's really about building relationships with writers and journalists, which we've just sort of done over the years. And with things like the New York Times, as we like to say, you swing an axe 50 times and eventually the tree will fall.
That's right. That's right.
So just really keeping the media informed about what's happening on our destination. We have so much new stuff to report recently with the $200 million in capital investment in the hotels and what they're doing in terms of renovation. So it's a great story to tell. We have a great destination, and that it's great to get the word out about that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie, you talked about earned, working for things. The Chamber's had a really busy season, a busy fall season. What are some of the things that are slated?
You know, we love fall at the Chamber because it's really sort of the kickoff in terms of, you know, summer's so busy for the island. It's not a time where we host a whole lot of events because everybody's so busy doing what they do and serving our visitors to the island. So with fall, we really kick in with State of the Region will be coming right about the bend here. We've got a big event coming up just in September called Prime Time. We garnered about 180 new members during our membership drive this year. So all those folks will be coming out for a big business after hours next week to kind of get some exposure for them, and just lots of events. Taste of the Season will be here before you know it. So fall is really, really a busy time for the Chamber and a busy time for our members too.
Well, fall also is back to school. And
is that amazing?
In my house, that's very, very true. My wife teaches and my daughter's in first grade, so I was well aware when school was starting. And I understand the Chamber's doing some things with the local schools that people probably would be interested to know. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that really kicks in too in the fall. I think people are often surprised by the fact that we're really connected to the education community. Just last night here at the Chamber, we had a reception for our new superintendent of schools, Dr. Jeffrey Moss, a principal's reception, which is something we do every year. We host the principals and get them to kind of network. It's a nice way for them to kind of get together. They don't often sometimes get to do that. So, right. And then to have them meet Jeffrey Moss one-on-one. So that was really fantastic. We also kicked off Junior Leadership last night, which is a program we've been doing for quite a while, and that's just really heartening when you see those kids. They're great kids. It's a great program, along with things like Project Connect and the Reality Store and just so many things we're doing. The Golden Apple program. You can go to our website for the information, but we're really involved, and we were great and fortunate to hear Dr. Moss really has a strong belief in that business community connection too with the schools, and so I think that's going to be great for the future as we head into the school year and beyond.
Yeah, that's so true. And the leadership program I did in 2008.
Did you?
Yeah. So how is the junior leadership different than the regular leadership?
Junior leadership is just if you're a high school junior, you sign up, and it's a very selective process. You know, it's a great. We get students from schools all over Southern Beaufort County, public and private. And it's just it's so fun to see these kids when they start and when they finish, because there really is leadership development going on. They're getting a big awareness of their community. And we actually have some of those former graduates serve on the Junior Leadership Board.
Yeah.
So they always have a student perspective, and we always want to keep that happening.
Yeah. And it's great for their college resumes.
Absolutely. Yes, it doesn't hurt for the college resume, does it? So we love that program.
Speaking of Dr. Jeffrey Moss, he is the new superintendent of Beaufort County Schools, which the buzz around town is everybody's pretty excited about that. So tell everybody whether or not and how he will be involved with business and the education here with the Chamber.
You know, we just, our recent issue of the Chamber Business Monthly is always the back to school issue. It's dedicated to education, and we did a great interview with Dr. Moss in there. It was great to hear his philosophy, as I was telling these guys just a second ago, on the importance of connecting business in schools and what that means. You know, often students don't really put the two together. And we just started partnering a few years ago with Hilton Head High School to do a thing called the Reality Store. Do we ever remember the career fair? Remember you used to go to the career fair and you go talk to the bank, and it's a little different now. What they've done is, in partnership with the business community of the school, we give those students based on their GPA, they get a bank account. And they have to go from business to business. Whether it's a bank, you go pay your mortgage. Then you go buy groceries. You have to go purchase childcare.
Gives them a reality check.
That's a great lesson.
Reality check.
Great lesson.
Isn't that great? I love that program. It's one of the neatest things we do, I think, and it really, you can just see those kids light up of like, oh, wait, this matters.
This doesn't add up.
Yeah.
All right, well, for anybody that needs any information on any of the things that we just talked about, just go to hiltonheadchamber.org.
Absolutely. It's a great place to find out all the info, what's happening at the Chamber.
All right. Well, thank you for being with us. And make
Thanks.
sure you stay tuned. We'll be back with more 843 TV. Welcome back to 843 TV. We're here now with Miss Robin Townsend. She is the Daufuskie Tourism go-to. Anything you want to know about Daufuskie Tourism, just ask Robin.
Thank you. I wish that were so.
You always answer all of our questions. So what does Daufuskie Tourism do?
Thank you for asking that. Daufuskie Tourism, our primary responsibility is to foster economic growth for Daufuskie related around tourism and to draw tourism to Daufuskie. But we don't focus just on Daufuskie. It also has an impact throughout the rest of the Low Country. So it's fostering economic development. Can't talk, you said it was Daufuskie lingo this morning. Economic development for Daufuskie Island related to tourism.
Now, what are some of the projects at which you're the proudest?
Oh, we have some bling on the set here. One of those we're proud of is we were news partners with WHHI-TV for their first year, and we were invited back this year, so we're celebrating an anniversary with WHHI on 843 TV. We're really proud of that.
We're glad to have you. Y'all have done a great job. Y'all, especially when we went over to Daufuskie. That was a trip.
Oh, that was great. That was an adventure. That was fun.
Well, we're looking forward to having you back again
Absolutely.
this year
We'll be
since
there.
we're here. So we're really proud of that. We're also proud of the fact that Daufuskie Tourism, which is a part of the Binya Foundation, a nonprofit, we're having an anniversary this month also. This is our 4th anniversary for Daufuskie Tourism, so we're proud to say that we've been around for a little while, still growing, helping with the low country. And then we have some other projects that I'm really proud of. We, for the first time, were successful in getting Daufuskie located as a destination in the AAA tour book and on AAA.com. And for 2014's book, they've edited us and they've added information such as that we're on the Intracoastal Waterway, so we should be seeing boaters stopping by Daufuskie. That should also let our local boaters know that we're a destination. They noted that we have a boat ramp for public people in the low country that don't necessarily know. No, they don't. They think of us as, Charlie knows, the Chamber of Tourism here, that we're an exclusive island. We're not really open to the public. So to get the word out that we have a boat ramp, that we're on the Intracoastal Waterway, that there's also water taxis that come to and from Daufuskie in addition to the public ferry that comes. So that's some of the projects. But I'm especially proud, too, of the fact that Palmetto Trust for Historic Preservation, which Mike Beatenbaugh was one of your guests, with Daufuskie Island being on the National Historic Registry, the entire island, there are many historically significant homes, and we helped Mike come to the island, take a look first, and now some of these homes will be restored and preserved. So these are some of the projects that we're really proud of, and we feel like we've set a good record to keep growing on.
You know, I was pretty excited to hear about a project that you guys are working on, a park, a community park. This will be great for Daufuskie. Tell me about it. What's it going to be like, and how is that going to impact the island?
Thank you, Charlie. We are excited about a park. I know for those of you that live in communities that, you know, you have a park or multiple parks to pick from. For Daufuskie having our first community park, I feel like it's going to be a community gathering place. You know, communities need to have a place to get together, to socialize, to recreate, just to sit back and relax, whatever it is you do at a park. But for our economic development, as far as tourism, you know, visitors to an area need a place to go, relax, walk the dog, have a picnic, whatever it is. So we're really pleased that even though the project's been on hold since 1991, the Friends of the Park were able to help organize. So we thank the Friends of the Park, Beaufort County, for getting the project going. The grounds actually broke and construction's underway. And then South Carolina Parks Recreation for the money for the park. So we're really pleased. We're going to have a park this year.
That's
Park's a
awesome.
pretty big deal.
Yeah,
Big
when you
deal
think
for
of-
Daufuskie.
When I think about Daufuskie, I always think about there's all these little unique landmarks almost. You know, you got Freeport and Melrose and just all the different areas. So that'll kind of add to the repertoire of everything that's offered in Daufuskie.
Yeah, we can all get from, you know, all these wonderful little places to one place together as a community.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, there's some myths out there about Daufuskie, and you addressed one about it being a private island, but I know there are tons more. So dispel some of them for us.
You know, I think about that so often. When I'm riding the ferry to and from or out and about Daufuskie, it seems to conjure different things with different people, and some of them are accurate, some of them not so. One of the really common myths tends to be about how to get to and from Daufuskie, the public ferry, and that in itself, you know, there is a public ferry, but it's not public like people often think of there being a public transit system to and from. But we do have a wonderful public ferry, a good operator. But even though Beaufort County has within its municipal code, if you were to look at it under waterways, that there's to be a system that gets people to and from that includes islanders, school, the general public. There isn't truly a ferry system that gets the general public to and from on a transit system. And I understand that there is something is passing through for Federal Department of Transportation and DOT to get the ones that are interested in to get the necessary ferry system to and from Daufuskie Island that will allow the general public getting to and from. And I think that's a big something.
That would have a huge impact.
That's huge.
But that's a whole show in and of itself.
Yeah.
Whenever you invite us back, is that
That's a whole
particular
nother
topic.
conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
So what do you want Low Country neighbors and everyone else to know about Daufuskie?
Oh my goodness, there's so many things, and I am passionate about Daufuskie. We are a contributing part of the Low Country. You know, we've been here probably one of the oldest, longest established islands throughout the Low Country. We contribute to the economy, but we also take care of ourselves as the communities around us aren't supporting us. You can get to us. We're worth making the trip. We're worth the effort, and that's what I'd like people to know.
You have to go at least once.
Oh gosh, on a Saturday
At least
afternoon.
once. If you go at least once, you'll want to go back.
On a Saturday afternoon, there's no better day than riding in the boat, maybe going to the sandbar, and then heading over to Daufuskie. I do it often. It's a great time. It really is.
It is fun.
I want to go check out Melrose on the beach too. Haven't been there yet. That's my next plan for a staycation.
Well, that sounds fun. One other thing I happen to think when you ask what I'd like to know is the work that we do, the tourism, Daufuskie tourism, is our work that we do with the economic development in drawing tourists. We actually have been instrumental in helping some new businesses develop. We have one of the businesses from Hilton has pulled a lease or signed a lease and will be opening bike rentals and kayaking over on
that's
Daufuskie.
fantastic.
So it's
Perfect
like, yeah,
fit.
that is a perfect fit, and
It
we
is.
don't have that on Daufuskie. So there's
Coming
a lot
soon.
to
You
know.
need
Coming
that.
soon, next chapter.
So any more
Exactly.
questions, go to DaufuskyTourism.com, and I'm sure the answers to all of those will be on there. Thank you very much, Robin Townsend, for being with us yet again. And we'll be right back with more 843 TV.
Welcome back to 843 TV. Joining us now is Dale Planica, and by day, Dale is an accountant for his own firm, D&P Financial, so check him out there. But by night, he is the WHHI football play-by-play announcer. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Football's in the air, obviously. And the Covert Air High School Football Bowl Series on WHHI Sports started last week.
Right.
And we have one game under our belt, and it was a great game. And there's a great season ahead. So tell us about the game Friday, and then tell us what you're looking forward to the most about this season.
Well, we started our season by going out to Whale Branch. Bluffton took on Whale Branch, and Bluffton, as you know, is a Division IV team, which means that they have a lot more students and consequently a much larger roster
Right.
than Whale Branch, which is a Division I team. So, and the results kind of bore that
Sure.
out. As far as the season, you know, I started this 3 years ago. It's my fourth season, and 3 years ago when we started, we never left the island.
Yeah.
We're going to 8 different venues all over Beaufort County. I don't know if there's a limo that's going to pick us up or not.
Don't wait for it.
Wait for it.
You might want to drive just in case.
We all have GPSs now, but that's going to be a lot of fun. And it's fun for me because outside of the white lines, you've got bands, and you've got cheerleaders, and you've got the lady that sings the national anthem, and you've got, of course, the fans. Some of them are tailgaters. Others, you know, they're all there at the stands, and that, to me, that pageantry is what really I'm looking forward to this season.
And I'll pat us on the back a little bit too. I think WHHI does a really good job of covering those things. Like most games you see on TV, you're just going to see the game, but we do all those other things that you're talking about. So you're not just seeing it there, it's shown on TV as well.
Exactly,
So.
exactly.
Well, I think one thing y'all do too that I think people are surprised by, honestly, these games it's complicated to cover, and there's a big staff. You guys do such a good, there's graphics, there's all kinds of great stuff, multiple cameras, 8 or 9 cameras. It looks really like you're watching college football, only you're watching high school football here locally. It's pretty impressive. How does that, I mean, what's that like? I mean, I know it takes a village to put that together, that's for sure.
It does, and we've got a crew of 8 or 9 people that work on it. This year we're adding a sideline reporter, Kayla. I've got the best color man in the business, Chuck Zapek, who was an All-American linebacker at Penn State, and we just, from the very first day, we just kind of worked well together, glove in hand and hand in glove. So Chuck and I have done had a lot of fun with it. And the instant replays are just the thing that really kind of set it off a couple of years ago when we started adding that. And Chuck can call that instant replay almost instantaneously. So it's really worked well together. We've got camera angles galore, and it's just been a great production and a great team.
It's fun to watch, it really
It
is.
is a production too. You say high school football, and for anybody that's not from around here, thinks that it's a small ordeal, it's not.
This will be the 6th season for this football series. Why do you think it's important for WHHI to be covering it?
You know, it's all about the kids, and 95 or more % of these kids are not going to go on to play college football. So this is their shining light, if you will. And I know that we make a special effort of, Chuck in particular will make a special effort to identify the linemen, the guys who don't carry the football, and the linebackers, and he's really big on the defensive side. And we also try and make sure that we identify the substitutes that come in late in the game just to kind of get their feet wet, if you will. So it's all about them and giving them the opportunity to see themselves on a first-class broadcast TV program, and they can watch this. These games they're on all the time.
Yeah.
If you're a night owl, you can see it every night.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, and it really is all about those kids.
It's good.
It's neat.
So how many games will be covered this season, and what time will they be on?
Well, we have 10 games, and then we have 2 off weeks in which we're doing replays, so we're covering 12 weeks of football. We will be replaying those games Saturday morning at 11, Sunday at noon, and then Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And if you are a night owl, you can watch them all at midnight every night during the week.
So how many schools, obviously it's Hilton Head High School, Bluffton High School, Buford High School.
Battery
Whale
Creek,
Branch.
Whale
Battery
Branch, Thomas Hayward Academy, Hilton Head Prep, Hilton Head Christians, 8 schools in the area. So we're casting a wide net.
Everybody.
Everybody's getting some love this year, yeah.
Right.
That's
isn't that
great.
fancy?
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. And
It is.
it's fun to go to those different venues,
Yeah.
as I mentioned.
And the reason that we're able to do that, obviously, is because of our sponsors.
Right.
And we can't list all of our sponsors because we have a lot of them, but there's a few that have really stepped up year after year. So tell us about those and just kind of list those for us, and because really without them, the game wouldn't be on TV at all.
Absolutely. And our presenting sponsor this year is Covert Air,
Yeah.
and Mike and Teresa have really stepped to the plate for
Yeah.
us. We've created this, along with Tony Verga of the
Yeah.
station, created this bowl series. Just about every game is considered a bowl game. We've got the Cross Island Bowl and the Inner Island Bowl.
The Bridge
and
Bowl, the
Bridge-
Broad River Bowl.
the 170 Bowl.
Yeah.
So we've created that, and they are the presenting sponsor. They're going to be presenting those bowl trophies at the end of each game to the victorious team. So we welcome them and look forward to having them with us. And then we've got some of our stalwarts. The Salty Dog is always sponsored the instant replays. And your Sly as a Fox, you Salty Dog. I've got that tune in my head, and
it's a good little
it's tough to
jingle.
get rid of. But Salty Dog is with us again, and the New River Auto Mall does our halftime show, which features Chuck and the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
So that's always a fun segment, and of course,
Walgreens, first down.
right, every time the team gets 10 yards, it's another Walgreens first down.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, neat.
It's funny, the manager there says people will just walk in off the street and be like, "Oh, Walgreens first down." He's like, "Wow, that many people are watching." So.
That's what I say every
Yeah.
time somebody will quote something and say on here. I'm like, wow, a lot of people watch that. All right, well, football season's very exciting. Back to school, back in the grind. So if you want to catch up with more football on WHHI, go to see the schedules on WHHI-TV.com.
Go to our website, click on the schedule, and the program schedule's right there. It'll show you when the games air, and or just call the station. We'll tell you.
You have to live under a rock to not know what ball games are on, though, around here, honestly. So make sure that you join us next time when we come back with more 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.